about India? Why is India allowed to do that? They have to pay tariffs. Do they have an exemption on rice?
No, sir. We're still working on their trade deal. So
Yeah, but they should be dumping. I mean, I heard that from others. So you can't do that.
There's a WTO case against India
Give me
now.
the countries if you could. Go ahead. India. Who else?
So
Mark it
India,
down. What'd you say?
yes, sir.
India, Thailand, China into Puerto Rico, not into the continental U.S., but into Puerto Rico. Those are the main culprits.
So Puerto Rico used to do a lot of business, and now you
100% Puerto Rico was U.S. based,
all right.
and
So
now
easy to
it's-
settle. Okay.
But there's others too, and I can get you a full list.
Give
as
me
well.
a full list.
Of course, I can.
All right.
So.
Go ahead.
This week, former US President Donald Trump sent a sharp message to New Delhi. He said India should not be dumping rice into the American market. He would take care of it. And he signaled that more tariffs could be coming on top of the 50% tariff already in place. So what is going on and what does it mean for India? Here's the full story. At a White House roundtable, US rice producers told Trump they are struggling. They claimed countries like India, Thailand, and China are dumping cheap rice into the US and Puerto Rico. One rice mill owner said the trend has been ongoing for years, but it is now hurting American farmers more than ever. When Trump asked which countries were responsible, the answer came instantly: India. And that became the trigger for his comments. Trump turned to his Treasury Secretary and asked why India was allowed to do that. He questioned whether India had any tariff exemptions. He was told no. The trade deal with India is still being negotiated. Trump then said something that made headlines. It will be solved in one day with tariffs. He believes higher taxes on Indian goods would stop what he calls illegal shipments. He also mentioned that the US must win with a Supreme Court case. Lower courts earlier ruled that Trump's use of emergency powers to impose tariffs was illegal. The Supreme Court will now decide whether those powers return. India is the world's largest rice producer and exporter. It supplies 30% of all rice traded globally. But here is the key point. Indian rice exports to the US are very small, less than 5% of total basmati exports. West Asia is India's main market. The US mostly buys premium varieties like Sona Masuri. So the idea of Indian flooding the US market is not backed by the data Indian cites. Even if volumes are very small, Trump's words matter because of timing. A US delegation is visiting India soon. The trade deal is still stuck and tariffs on Indian goods are already the highest in the world under Trump's trade rules. He has imposed 50% tariff on Indian exports, 25% tariffs on Indian purchases of Russian oil. If more tariffs come, India will face a tougher market in the US, especially for agricultural and processed goods. Trump says America has lost half its current chip industries to global competition. He blames past governments for not taxing imports harder. So for him, tariffs are the simple solution. If he feels India is gaining too much market share, even in small categories like rice, he wants to push back. This is part of a larger America First plan that aims to force trading partners to make concessions. Here is what it means for India. First, Delhi must prepare for tougher trade negotiations if Trump returns to power. Second, India may need to defend its rights export system at the WTO. Third, India will push back with facts that it sends only a tiny portion of rice to the US. And fourth, there could be space for compromise because India and the US need each other on tech defense and the Indo-Pacific. So the tariff debate is not only about rice, it is also about leverage, negotiation, and the big power economics. For now, Trump has thrown out a warning how Delhi responds diplomatically, economically, and even politically will shape the next phase of India-US trade ties.